Welcome back to the Lunchable podcast, brought to you by Cheeseboy Comics. Today you have Chandon Clinton,
John Bartley,
Alexander Montgomery,
and Megan Hansen.
And today, to start things off for you guys, we're going to talk about our favorite superheroes. Last week we did our favorite villains, so I guess I'll just start the ball off here. Mine would have to be Robin. I know he's seen as like a sidekick.
because he is a sidekick.
Okay, well, he's still super, and he's my hero.
He's not seen as a sidekick. He's labeled as a sidekick.
So he's definitely a sidekick?
He's a sidekick.
I want to grow up to be that little boy.
Well, I actually did grow up with a lot of Robin stuff. Like, I remember very clearly when Teen Titans was really, really cool. I got the action figure of Robin that turned into his alternate identity, like the with the death mask and the X on it. I can't.
Nightwing?
No. He had a different name in the Teen Titans.
In the cartoon.
The Teen Titans cartoon, like he had it was like a white skull mask and just like a completely black suit.
Whoa.
He was a badass. Yeah, but I remember very vividly like growing up and like I had my my Robin boxers. And my first official Halloween was being Pikachu and my second was being Robin. So I went from being a mouse to wearing spandex pants really quickly.
You were Pikachu.
Do you have a problem with my outfit choice?
Well, Chandon has a hardy beard.
We're talking about me at like 3.
I understand.
Hardy beard.
So Hardy Beard, yeah.
Hardy beard at the age of 3.
With you with the rosy cheeks and the pointy ears.
Yeah, man.
I can
Dude,
just see you in a
Pikachu.
I can imagine you in a jumpsuit just like Pika-Pee.
Well, Joan, since you're gonna make fun of my hero, sir, what's your favorite superhero?
I'm taking a commanding stance with Aquaman.
Okay,
Yes.
so you're gonna make fun of me for having Robin.
Yeah,
But you're gonna take the fish man.
of course.
Do you wanna?
There's
Would you like to?
Aquaman does not get the credit he
I
deserves.
was gonna say he's less of a bitch than you think he is.
He's such not a bitch. Okay, I like the first Aquaman because
What do you mean by first?
there's 2 Aquaman.
Is there?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
the first one's name is like Orin or something like that.
Right.
Anyway, what he could do it wasn't just like he can control fish. He can control anything that had to do with marine biology.
Like the Great Cthulhu.
You can
No, I'm just
Okay.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay, technically
That
yes.
is
But, like,
marine life.
Cth-
Right?
Cthulhu, any fish, and anything that had to do or was involved with oceans, like seagulls and humans.
Humans?
Humans.
He can control humans?
He can.
as long as they were wet.
Only while taking a bath or at the beach.
Also, he had superhuman strength. No one knew that.
He did?
Yeah, he did. And at one point he lost one of his hands, and he got it replaced by a magical hand made out of water from the lady. Yeah, I know.
Of course he did.
It sounds really stupid, but he got it replaced with a hand made out of water.
Okay.
And what it could do was he could kill someone instantly by touching them, by
Dude.
instantly dehydrating them.
Dear God.
He could shoot water out from that hand, either with
So
healing,
he had a hydro pump.
with either
Was
healing
it super
abilities,
accurate?
with either healing abilities, or freezing. And then here's the kicker: with this hand, he could summon magical portals into other dimensions.
What is Aquaman? Is he like...
He's he's the king of Atlantis.
Aquaman has evolved into Blastoise.
Apparently. Like that's actually like
Mega evolved.
really, really weird.
Yeah.
Like randomly he goes from just being like, I could talk to fish to...
Yeah.
That's the way.
We could also use the... I'm sure he was very popular at SeaWorld.
Oh yeah.
But why, like, what's up with the whole opening portals to another
Because
dimension?
he's awesome. He's a badass.
I also realized that water has a lot to do with healing stuff. Because when you said, like, the he could heal stuff, it
Yeah.
immediately brought me to, like, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah. All right.
With the
Yes!
water thing.
Ah,
But, John, you know who we don't know about? We don't know about Alex's favorite superhero.
you're right.
Alex, who's your favorite superhero?
Well, I know. Last week I talked about Sabretooth being my favorite supervillain. My favorite superhero has to be Wolverine, even though he's not that much of like a hero kind of guy. Yeah, I do.
It's
I
the
do.
burns.
It's the sideburns that you and him have together, right?
It's the sideburns I pay respect to my hero. I like that he can just go anywhere as his normal persona, and nobody really would understand who he was, even when he pulls out the claws. He's just so unknown that he can go anywhere in the world and just become a hermit.
Unless apparently you're like a World War veteran where he saves you from a nuclear blast and you're just like, what? No? Nobody? Okay. Movie reference that nobody cares about?
Well, I don't like any of the new X-Men movies because they make Wolverine look so weird, and they way overdid his origin to make
Which
it
is
terrible.
weird because they have a really good actor for the
Hugh
persona.
Jackman makes a perfect Wolverine, not gonna lie.
But they don't do him justice with how they portray him.
Wolverine is a character, amazing portrayal by Hugh Jackman. The movies and the setting that he's in is not good.
Okay, I can respect that.
Like I respect the original X-Men origin Wolverine, where they had like his 5 comic series of like him growing up and meeting like who eventually would become Sabretooth and his life leading up to where he is now in the X-Men. The comic series, amazing. The movie, so awful. I can't stand watching any of those movies anymore.
Were you a fan of like the cartoons and whatnot of X?
Yeah, all
Wolverine?
the old X-Men cartoons with Wolverine and stuff is awesome. It's hard to beat.
On the WB, man.
Oh,
the W.
yeah.
Saturday mornings, X-Men into Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, no superhero tops Wolverine. Maybe Superman.
maybe all the other guys who
Different
actually-
universes.
Well, okay, yeah, but Superman Golden Age was like a
Different
god.
universes.
Fun.
So, hey Megan, who's your favorite hero?
I'd have to say the Flash.
And why do you like Mr. I Can Run Fast? I'm just giving everyone crap about their heroes because my guy is a
I
teenager who wears spandex.
He has a staff though. Whoa.
You know what, guy?
Yeah.
He does.
He
An amazing
does.
hair. And he's apparently, from the Batman movies, played by a very gorgeous individual.
Well, he also looks really good in tights.
Oh,
so
Okay. All right. Let's
Okay.
Wait, were
let's
you
get back
talking
to the
about
Flash.
He looks
either way,
So the
I
Flash
don't care.
is Megan, Miss Megan's choice of superhero.
Yeah,
Is that-
I'd have to choose the Flash because he's like one of the most happy-go-lucky superheroes. Like he's just kind of like, hey, I'm here. Hey, now I'm not. Bye. And then he just runs off and does his own thing.
He probably never misses a plane ride. He doesn't have to deal with traffic. He never has to deal with 5 o'clock Vegas traffic.
I like how you said like he literally runs off. Well, he does.
He
does
literally,
run.
yeah, literally. Yeah.
He does run off.
Hey guys,
there's-
like a run.
There was one instance that I'm thinking of like specifically where he and Superman had a race to see who would be faster,
Mhm.
and they were like neck and neck, and then Flash ended up winning, and he told everyone that he was like, oh, I only made it look good because it was for charity. Like I could have beaten him. Flash can go so fast that he can go back in time. Like, come on, and make a paradox of himself. It's so cool.
He made running away from your past something completely different.
I was reading somewhere a couple weeks ago, just like some fun facts on the Flash. He can think faster than he can run, so he essentially thinks at like what am I trying to say? As if time was stopped.
Yeah, he thinks faster than the speed of light. Like, and so he just runs and
That's really weird.
yeah.
Something that I don't quote me on this, but one of my favorite authors ever is a man called Dan Amnett. He does a lot of comic book stuff, and I'm pretty sure I watched a panel of him at one of the Comic Cons talking about Flash. I don't think there's a scene where he drinks coffee. I don't think the Flash drinks coffee at all.
I
I
just would not. That
I
would be
think that-
scary.
but that's like one of those very subtle like canonical things where like the fastest man alive, no caffeine, just no caffeine.
Well,
whatsoever.
have you seen him like drink a soda?
Well, that I don't know about, but I know for a fact. Actually, I'm actually dead positive now that he does not drink coffee. I think there's like 1 or 2 episodes, or not episodes, but
Instances.
yeah, instances where he does drink coffee. But I don't think in any other print of the Flash he's had like anything coffee related. Like there's a scene I know where he and one like when he had his own comic run series.
Yeah.
Him and another major character were at a diner, and the lady asked for coffee, and he said, "No, I'll take a water."
Yeah, I would think that it would be really scary seeing the Flash on caffeine because he already goes so fast.
Does he talk really fast, dude? Do you think he's like one of those annoying guys at the bar?
They have
absolutely
so,
yes.
So the people who are like the Flash, like Barry Allen and all of the other Flashes, they can talk so fast and understand each other that's like their secret language.
I would assume, I would assume that they would just like jibber jabber like high school girls at a mall.
Yeah, their secret language is high school girl language. It's so weird.
Like, oh my god. And then their dads get really mad at them for talking so fast.
How can you leave the house wearing that?
But Dad, it's my space. It's like Daddy Daycare, the kid who always dresses up as the Flash.
Oh yeah! Wow, I forgot about that.
Did you?
that
That's depressing. But
Hey.
I'm the only one. All right, so let's.
Wait, first, here's a thought. Maybe the Flash doesn't like coffee.
Well, probably not. He's probably actually like, he really hates the superpower. He's like, God, why do I have to be the guy that runs fast? He's like, I really get sick and tired of this. What if he trips? Do you think he worries about
Super
that?
face
Like
plant.
literally like seconds before he like starts to run, he's just like, oh my god, if I trip, this is gonna suck so bad.
But then think of it like this: if he trips, he goes around the Earth like three
But
more times.
that's another thing. Does he skid on his face like through different continents?
Just like
No.
disintegrates.
No, he just goes, oh no, I'm gonna trip, and then he trips, and then he just runs backwards, and he's like, okay, I'll not miss it that time. He goes back in time and just goes, no, it's
that
fine.
one patch of grass. I'm gonna try this again.
Well, because his thought process is in like stopped times. He's like, oh man, I'm falling.
This is not good. This is not gonna be okay. I'm gonna get the biggest scab. I just got my latex jumpsuit
We
clean.
just hit the ground already. This is taking forever.
What if he hits a bird while running?
The bird would no longer exist.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like when you hit them really fast on the highway, just plume of feathers.
It just blinks out of existence.
All right, so before I was so rudely interrupted, Mr. Bartley. So Megan, you have a board game over there that
yeah.
I want you to talk about because it looks really weird. Yet I've heard nothing but good things about it.
Okay, so the game is called Red Shirts. It says on the front of it to discover hazardous new planets, to contact psychotic civilians, to eliminate your crew, like no captain has done before. Anyone get the reference? Red Shirts, like no captain has done before.
Damn it, Megan!
No.
I'm a doctor.
So it's pretty much a game where you have your crew and there are red shirts like Ensign Norin, Cadet Harrison, Cadet Crispin, Lieutenant Dina Sparta, stuff like that. So you get your characters and you try and kill them off by sending them to scary planets and going up against like chest bursters and missions for royal family member with an embarrassing disease, and it's like this lady with like on her face. I don't know. So it's just different ways to like kill your crew, and the first person to kill your crew wins. So it's like backwards logic. You want to fail the missions, and everyone else wants you to not fail the missions, so that you get the good stuff instead of the bad stuff. Like, does that make sense? Or
Yeah.
This seems counterproductive to what I would want to do in space.
It's a whole lot of fun. I played with Dominic, who's on the other podcast, and Megan's boyfriend and some other people.
And me.
And Megan,
You were
obviously.
barely there.
Whatever, I was there.
You were there for 5 minutes, and you're like,
But,
I gotta go.
How was player interaction when you were playing it?
It was a whole lot of fun. It was like what you do is you put down like all your guys have certain skills.
Right.
And you have like 5 cards in your hand, and you put down like equipment, which gives them skills or something.
Okay.
You can go on a location.
And now Megan Hansen is laughing.
Ooh, she's
violently.
laughing.
I was reading the box, and it says the game is not sponsored or affiliated by CBS Studios, Paramount Pictures, or Star Trek. CBS Studios is the owner of the Star Trek trademarks and related logos and designs. We throw ourselves on the benevolent mercy of the CBS legal department. Please don't
Essentially,
sue
do
us.
not sue us.
Whoa, really?
Yeah,
That's so
That's the
awesome.
best part about
best fun
board
thing
games.
ever. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's right on the front of the box.
Yeah.
It's red shirts. Also, don't sue us.
Just please don't sue. Please.
No, but it
That could
really
just
is a
be
very
fun.
fun game. Like, and I think they were playing for like what, 2 hours?
We were playing for a long time.
Yeah, I guess people kept resetting the game.
Is there a way that, like, if me and John were playing right now, right, and I want him to succeed in the missions, are there ways where I can like make him so
Yes.
he does succeed in the mission?
Well, have you played Munchkin before?
I have,
It's
unfortunately.
kind.
Well, that's a whole other story.
It's kind of like the premise of Munchkin, where like if you have a monster to fight, then everyone can like do power ups on the monster or minuses to the monster to help you.
But
It's the
essentially, you
same-
make the missions easier for them to succeed.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
You make it that their cadets and ensigns and their red shirts will succeed in the mission, and then they get to like draw cards or do stuff. But if they fail the mission, then they get to kill off one of their crew or discard a crew member or whatever. And that's the whole point of it, is to discard and kill off your crew.
Okay. Nice.
I was just thinking it's just the opposite of Munchkin, where you're just trying to make the missions easier for them. Like, all right, you're fighting a duck with a banana. Let's do it. How did you fail? How did 3 of you die?
Dude, do not make fun of the duck with a banana.
One
The
of
duck
them
with the banana is the final boss. Don't dare.
Don't pick up a duck in a
Underestimate it.
dungeon. You should know better.
I remember one mission. I thought it was so funny. It's try to repair a ship without being murdered. And like it showed a guy about to get stabbed by aliens, and he's just like working on a machine. Like,
Oh, please don't
nice.
stab me. So I made a very bad financial teenage decision today.
oh, what was that?
I bought one of the pre-constructed EDH commander decks.
Oh no! I don't think that's a bad decision.
Of course not.
Well, I had $40, and then I ceased to have $40.
It just went poof.
It went somewhere, and then I got really happy, and then I was like, wait, I can't buy food with cardboard.
And then Magic the Gathering happened.
And then, essentially, this is why I'm broke.
That's true.
But no, I bought one of these pre-constructed decks because we've been playing a lot of EDH at the shop recently, and I thought it would probably be in my best interest to just go ahead and buy one of the decks. And I bought what is this one called? This is called...
Come to the dark side.
Eternal
we have
bargain.
EDH.
We have EDH. Oh, this isn't very convincing. It just seems like I'm going to backstab all my friends. Do you have cookies instead?
I have boobies.
You know what? That might work just as well. But
They're not as chocolatey, but you know.
so I
could
bought.
be.
I bought.
I was gonna say that,
The
but I
milk
thought
comes
that
too.
would- Oh
So this is what rating of a podcast are you at now?
no!
So anyways, I
Average
bought
dog.
the Eternal Bargain, which was the Esper colors, which are blue, black, and white.
Mhm.
And let me tell you how much I love my artifact sphinxes. It was actually pretty cool. Me and Alex sat for a while and we just kind of like rebuilt it from the ground up. But we used a lot of the base cards that were already in there. And I was thoroughly impressed with the value. And like the good quality of cards that we had in here.
Like, I gotta say, the pre-constructed EDH decks are really, really good on their own for anybody that wants to just get into the format. They're just straight pull them out of the box, shuffle it, you play right on the spot. And you get, like, the oversized foil commanders, so you get to show off to everybody. You're like, hey, man, look, my commanders are way bigger than your commanders, so that means I'm already better than you.
It's like saying, you got a tiny card? That's cool. This one's like 2 of them.
And it's foil.
It's
Ah,
so
this
foil.
They look beautiful.
Yes,
Yeah.
they do.
Like when I pulled a Alaro, whatever the commander's name
The
is.
Esper Giant.
Yeah, the giant. I pulled him out and I was like, you know what? At first this guy looked really lame, but like seeing him on the full giant card art with being foil, I was like, you know what? This guy's a pretty cool guy. He's a pretty cool guy.
I played Grixis before these commander decks came out, and I was using Thraxamundar, and I was so psyched to get an oversized foil Thraxamundar. But like I intended on busting out the deck and pulling it apart and making my decks that I already have better with the cards. But I sat down and I actually played with the constructed one for a little while, and it turned out to be a lot better than I thought it was. Like I said, they're just straight out of the box play, and you'll be able to go right up against people that have like actual built commander decks. So now that we're on the topic of commander and EDH and all that,
Which are the exact same thing, just with
exact
totally
same
different
things,
names.
just different names. People.
So
kind of like to
Alex,
clarify.
what is E EDH?
So EDH is a more casual format of Magic the Gathering. The premise is that you play with a 99 card deck, and any copy that you have, you can only have the one of. So, like I said, 99 cards, each card has to be different, so the only
One-ups.
multiple things you can have is basic lands. Everything else has to be just one. And you play with like 40 life, and all the colors of your deck are the colors of your commander, which is a card outside the game.
Okay, explain the commander.
Okay.
What significance does the commander hold in this game?
The commander is usually what you build your deck's abilities around. Like I use Thraxamundar, and he's a Grixis 6/6 with haste. So
And what color is Grixis?
Grixis is red, blue, and black.
So you can only use red, blue, or black cards.
Yes, any
Okay.
card in your deck has to be red, blue, black, and cannot have any other color mana symbol on the card at all.
Colorless is fine though, right?
Colorless is completely fine.
Okay.
Yeah, but even in like the thick text of it, like down at the bottom, if it's a mana tap symbol for say green and it's your commander doesn't have green in it, then you can't use that card at all.
Really?
It
Yeah.
can be a blue, black card, but I
Has
can't
like
put it
a-
in my Thraxamundar deck if it has like a green and tap and do
Yeah.
something.
Oh,
effective.
that's okay.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
It's
But
okay, you're learning.
I've become converted.
yeah, it's just a really casual format. It's really easy to play, especially for people getting like bored with standard or whatever format they're in, or they just want to play something super casual just to have fun. It's the perfect format.
It's also a great way, like Monopoly, to no longer have friends.
yeah, sometimes yes.
I have a feeling we're gonna say that about almost every game out there.
I think every game has a monopoly
Yeah.
effect.
I can't put a hotel on this island.
What do you mean I can't be the top hat?
But you can pay the land tax.
Is there free parking in this?
I'm gonna assume taking an extra
So
turn is free parking.
we recently in the shop have actually committed a day of the week to just Commander.
Yes, we have. We have started playing competitive Commander on Saturdays. At
Yeah.
what time are we doing that on?
We've been doing it at noon. It's kind of like
Subject to change.
Yeah, it's subject to change between noon and 1, depending on like who can come and what time is good for everyone. But it's a $5 buy-in, and we try and do pods of multiplayer because honestly,
So
that's
two-headed giant.
no pods. So it's
Oh, okay.
1v1v1v1.
So 4-man free for all.
Okay.
Yeah, 4-man free for all. And so if it's like the 4 of us and we're all playing EDH and Alex kills John.
Oh.
So he gets one.
As
usually
do.
happens.
I know.
Haha.
So Alex would get 1 point.
Right.
But then Chandon, if you kill Alex, then you get 1 point too because
Okay.
you killed Alex. And then if I kill you, then I get 1 point.
But why would you kill me is the better question.
So everyone wins except John.
Essentially, yes. John has no points. I have 1. Alex has 1. Megan apparently has 4.
No,
No,
1.
Oh, so you don't collect everyone's
No,
points?
no. That's
Oh,
yeah.
okay. See, I'm terrible when it comes to understanding things.
This is why I'm helping.
Oh,
Bad math.
So, but no, every person that you kill, you get 1 point.
Okay.
And then for round 2, the people with the highest number of points go into their own pod, and then so you do the pods that way, and continue on until you get someone with.
So
with the
essentially, I could be in a pod. Like say me, you, Alex, and John are in a pod right now.
Yeah.
And John loses, of course, obviously.
Oh, fuck you.
And then I happen to kill Alex.
Mhm.
So it's me and you, but you win the game.
Mhm.
I still technically have those points, and if
Yes.
I have enough, I can go to round 2.
Oh yeah, like
Okay.
say for instance.
So you don't have to win the game to actually
No.
progress.
No, so say you kill both John and Alex. You
Okay.
get 2 points. I kill you, I get 1 point. You
Right.
technically have had more kills than me, so you have more points.
Okay, so it's based on your defeat rate or your I guess your player killer ratio.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was actually really fun when we did it last week. I so proud of myself. Ended up first place with Russell Sparks.
Oh, look at you.
Woo!
But that leads me to believe that if I was there, I would have been in first place.
Oh!
I
Those
would
are-
take Russ down
those
on a
are
daily basis.
fighting
If I was
words.
there, I just would have lost.
No,
As
Of
you do.
course.
As you
I
do.
don't lose.
I was actually really
sir.
proud of what I made, which was I had a Niv Mizzet deck, which was Is It? So it was
High
red.
five. Yes.
It was red blue with the old Niv Mizzet as my commander.
Okay. The
When-
dragon.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there are 2 Niv Mizzets.
Okay.
I
Draco
believe,
Genius
yeah.
and
Mhm.
something.
Firemind.
The
Firemind.
Firemind.
Firemind,
The
okay.
Firemind was my commander.
Okay.
And so when I got the Grixis deck from Dominic, who gave it to me for my birthday. Not my birthday, I mean Christmas. Whatever.
You lied to the
Birthday
good
did.
people.
Why would you lie to the good people of the Cheeseboy podcast?
that is irrelevant.
For my
Anyway,
birthday. Just kidding for this.
Anyway, so I mixed the 2 together and kind of like made it better, and it is so glorious.
EDH
I
is
just-
really like a personal thing. Because
Yeah.
like with standard, there's like all these like like pre-built foundations to go off on. So it's like Naya has like a certain way of playing,
Yeah.
Jun has, or like mono red. But like when you're building EDH, it's extremely personal. Like you are the one. Like you could literally build anything and it could still like hold its own.
Yeah.
Against anybody else's deck.
Yeah, exactly like Chen is saying. Like standard, if you're playing this color, you have to play this, or else you're gonna lose. But in EDH, you can build your deck any way you want to, and it's really like people's places to shine.
It's incredibly personal because like whenever I'm playing someone else's deck, which is rare, it's like I don't know what I'm doing. And whenever someone else is playing my deck, my EDH deck,
Right.
it's like you're not doing it right.
Yeah.
Let me take over. I got it.
Stop playing.
It feels so.
But that was
unnatural.
the cool thing watching like I believe I watched Russ build one of his or Russell Spikes rather build one of his EDH decks, and he took a lot of time into it, and it like he was building it around a style that he enjoyed playing. Like it had no other like I have to build on like these creatures have to be really fast and aggro-y, or I have to be really defensive and play control magic. Like John, I know that you have like a pretty good medium of like control and your face is on fire.
Yeah, I guess.
Yay, is it?
Yeah,
Alright, is it?
especially like because like I just said, myself and Alex, we just built me that the Esper deck off of the pre-constructed deck. But what the pre-constructed deck allowed me to do was say, oh, I like these colors. The constructed deck already has a really good land base. Like I was really surprised to see the lands that they just gave you
Yeah.
in the thing. So from there, I got to build how I like to play Esper. Bounce make you sad. No counter magic whatsoever.
It's a Esper mid-range deck.
It's an S.
No counter.
As Dominic would say, I play Esper aggro. It just kind of happens on turn 5. So since we're on the topic of Magic, recently I have been noticing we have a lot of like high school students who come from across the street or come from our old high school to play Magic.
Yeah, all the time.
And yeah, we've had like a huge. I came here the Monday before last, packed with high school students just playing Magic, and like the pre-built decks that some of our standard players construct that we sell for $10 that include a deck box, a certain arrangement of colored deck, and dice that
And
fit that
sleeves.
color, and
The deck is
sleeves.
sleeved.
Yeah, the deck is sleeved, and people were using those and playing Magic, and they were getting into Magic.
So they're new.
Yeah, there were new players.
Oh, that's
It-
inspiring.
Yeah, but it was like really, really cool. So I thought we could talk about like introducing players to Magic, but not like you have to play Mono Black Devotion before Thought
Okay,
Season.
you have to play Green Red. You need your Rooks. You need your
Exactly.
fucking
No,
Red Dragons,
I'm
Shock
talking.
Lands.
I'm talking about like. So Alex, I am a new player. I want to get into Magic. What color, as a new player, would you suggest for me to play?
I would say that a very easy color for people to start playing as soon as they come into Magic is green. 'Cause
Really?
It doesn't have a lot of complicated stuff. It's just, it's land, get some more land, I'm going to play some guys.
I
That's
agree.
pretty much the base.
Okay.
But after that, you can just kind of start adding on to it. You can go different colors that add in different mechanics,
Right.
infusing the color pies. But simple way to start, just green.
The way that I do it to introduce new players is I ask them like, okay, what kind of geek are you?
Right.
If they play D&D or any kind of game like that, I go, what kind of character do you like? And so they tell me, oh, I like tanks, or I like healers, or whatever. And then
That's
I-
actually a brilliant way to
Yeah.
judge
And-
somebody's Magic.
That's
Then
true.
I go from there and say, okay, so you're a healer. You like kind of just sitting back and doing your thing, making sure that everyone is fine and no one gets hurt. So let's let you play white. We'll do mono white. Lots of lifelink, little white weenie dudes, and like maybe an angel or two.
Right.
Something really simple for them to work off of. I like starting players on monocolors, but
It's very simple.
Yeah,
Monocolors.
but sometimes if the player is more advanced, like if it's a teenager instead of like a young child, then I'll teach them 2 colors
Okay.
instead. So like, again, if they're a healer, but they also like range stuff, I would probably have them do like white blue for little flying guys, little creatures and stuff, and like pinging and then the white for the little white weenies and lifelink.
That's actually pretty. See, that's interesting that you guys both agreed green, because my first thought would have been red.
Yeah, same actually.
Like play a land, play a guy, kill you, go. Like that's because I believe that was my first color, and I hate red.
Well, I think red is way too fast for people because part of playing Magic is actually playing Magic and
Is
not
it?
killing them.
Sir,
on
I don't
turn
think you
4.
understand what a turn 4 kill looks like or how beautiful it is.
Well, it's those long, drawn-out games that I love most about Magic.
Agreed.
That's why I play EDH more than I do Standard, because Standard's like, hey, is it turn 4? You're dead.
That's funny that you started out on a red deck.
Uh-huh.
I started on a 5-color sliver deck.
Yeah, I remember that. Okay, no. Now I remember where I met Megan from in the shop. Was you were the one that Dominic was telling me about making 5-colored slivers.
Right. Well, no, but when slivers originally came out,
Okay.
I played
You
a 5.
played the dirty slivers.
I played the amazing slivers. I can't even look at the slivers now. Okay, we should not get into this because they don't work and
they don't have no faces.
No, I'm so angry with the new slivers. Let us move on to a new subject.
so John, you agree with me on red, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so when we started Magic,
Yeah.
you played Izzet colors.
Nice.
And you
Continues
only
to
play
still
your EDH deck is Izzet colors.
Yeah.
Your standard deck is Izzet colors. I assume that your underwear is red and blue. Is it? Oh no, you've got Azorius colors.
And of course, they all checked.
But
Not
no,
American.
but John has been just strictly he is stuck to the same color and essentially the same the overall architect of the deck. Like he's always been some counter magic, some burn.
Not some counter magic. Are you crazy? That's mostly counter magic.
John,
There's
I've
50
seen your decks.
There's 15 counters in my standard.
Is there?
That's a good.
Oh wait,
amount
no,
of
I help you
counters.
both, of course.
Yeah,
I
you were
forgot.
Ridiculous amount.
It's
That's not a ridiculous
a
amount.
necessary amount. Thank you.
Megan, I don't think you understand. None of your stuff is coming into play. I'm gonna make sure your stuff gets syncopated on turn 1.
It's okay. That's fine. Game 1, you might have me. Game 2, let's Miss Cutter.
You're cute.
Oh, yeah.
You're cute. So let's back it up a little bit. So we've discussed our colors, okay, for new players. So Megan and Alex are on green, and myself and John are on red. So we've given these players their colors. Okay, these new individual players have their colors. Let's say we've already built them their monocolored deck. So without having to meticulously talk about the phases and individual cards, what etiquette, what mannerisms would you suggest of new players coming into the game? For me, I know that if you win a game, I find it respectful that you wait until they offer the hand. The person that you beat offers the hand. So it doesn't look cocky oh, I just beat you, shake my hand.
I would disagree with that just because maybe I'm super innocent in the wages of war or something, but I think that even if you win, offering your hand is a sign of that was a really good game. I really had fun doing that.
Right.
Sorry you lost, but I mean I had a good run, sort of thing. I don't think it's disrespectful to do it first off. So
right.
I don't know about that.
I guess when I said that I'm thinking off of to be honest, I had some pretty not good experiences my first time playing competitive Magic, and I was not. Long story short, nobody was very nice when I started playing Magic first.
Oh.
So that's why I always think if you are the opponent who lost, shaking that's what I did because nobody offered me their hand after beating me. So I that's just my thought process.
Maybe.
It's coming off cocky.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say?
Well, one of the etiquettes for Magic on Friday Night Magics or stuff like that I've noticed, and I don't know if it's something that's done at every shop, but if you were the winner of a match, then you go tell the person at the computer that you won 2-0, 2-1, whatever. If the loser ends up going up there, then they have to check with the winner to make sure that that's right. You know, it's usually proper etiquette if the winner goes up and says, hey, that this is, I won 2-0 or whatever. Or you have the slips, then the winner ends up taking the slip up to the person.
Okay.
Well, I always go and report first just because I'm smaller and I get through.
You also work behind the counter.
I also do work here. So I'm usually just quick to hey, thanks for the round, shake, shuffle up, get my stuff, I'm out, I go report.
So
I do the same thing, but I'm more talking about regular people.
With the handshake thing, whenever I win a match, it's usually I'm just controlling their board and they get nothing out because I'm canceling everything.
Right. Just
and
strictly, you have 16 copies of cancel.
Right, and they're just at the end of the match, after I win, they're just like, and I'm like, hey, good game, and I reach out my handshake anyway because like they just don't want to move or look at me. I'm just like, oh, I'm so sorry.
So I'm curious. Alex, I'm a new player again.
Yep.
You just beat me in a game of Magic.
Yep.
Do you? Or actually, this could go like if me and you were just playing normally. Like I've been playing Magic for the same amount of time that you have. You just beat me in a game of Magic.
Yep.
Do you offer me advice on how to build, like, reconstruct my deck or add things or make it better?
Of course not. I just ask what is going on. I mean, when I see people that are playing decks that I don't understand, I ask them what their function is and what cards they're using, what strategies they're using. I'm not like, hey, your Esper deck would be a lot better with some counter magic.
Right.
I hate it when
Your
they
deck
give
would be
advice.
better if it had counter magic.
Right.
Say it.
Now, why wouldn't you suggest to like you just beat my Esper deck?
Yes.
Why would you not suggest like different why would you just not suggest how I should reconstruct my deck?
Well, because I know everyone has their own kind of style when it comes to Magic. Even when there is a certain meta, like you must play this deck, people put their own little
Twist and
changes
stuff like
and
that.
their own personality in it. I don't tell people like, hey, what you're doing is wrong.
Right.
You need to play this.
Right.
What you're doing is not good.
Okay.
But I don't ever like do that. I just say like, hey, what's going on? What's the function? What are you doing here? How are you trying to beat me? And then I just get into a discussion of how their deck is constructed, and we just kind of go back and forth of ideas that were like, hey, this would be cool, or like we could do this and this and this and this, and the combo off really well with this. Stuff
So
like that.
if me being the player and I'm asking you, I'm like, okay, so what is your opinion? Like, what should I do to my deck? Do you immediately try to change the way that they're going in their deck? Like, to give you an example, I play Esper and I don't play any counter magic.
Yeah.
Like I really like the killing power
Yeah.
that Esper has. So I ask you, I'm Alex, what should I do with my Esper deck?
Okay, I don't like Doomblade because you just went up against my mono black deck first round,
Right.
and you know that the meta right now is like pretty heavy on black.
Right.
I took a risk and I played Dark Betrayal in a deck main board, and it paid off really well. So I
Okay.
just say like, hey,
So your suggestion to me would be don't main board a certain card, or
Yeah.
instead of having like
or just making a suggestion from an example, like
Right.
something that I've used in the past that worked out really well in my favor, and
Okay.
just saying it casually, but not saying like, hey, run Dark Betrayal instead of Doomblade because Doomblade's bad.
we all know that's a dirty lie.
I really hate it when I lose to someone. They're like, "Oh, are you doing it like this?" I'm like, "No, I'm playing it the way I want to." And they're like, "No, you have to throw this shit in." And I'm like, "No, this is my deck. I don't want to make it how you would bank it. This is my thing." And
Right.
I feel like they're trying to make.
That's wrong.
Yeah, people said that, and I'm like, "Screw you. This is how I want to play."
Magic is a very I feel anyway is like a very like personal
Yeah.
game. Like you take the time to
course it
construct your deck. Well, I assume like most hobbies like that are like Warhammer for me. Like I play Warhammer 40K tabletop, and my love has always been Black Templars. And people who tell me to play otherwise have gotten my ire. I am very unhappy when people are like, "Oh, why are you not playing Necrons?" And my fist immediately wants to just enter their face region, right there. But no, it's like a very
Destination
personal.
nasal cavity.
It's a very personal thing. Like
Violence is never the answer.
it's-
Except when it
Except
comes
for
to
when it is.
Warhammer.
but no, but that like, I feel that these are things that people who are wanting to get into the game should know. There's very, I wouldn't say like expected, but they're kind of like unspoken like mannerisms you have when you play Magic.
Right.
Like if me and Alex are playing casually, and me and him are friends, obviously. Me and him both mulligan down to 5. Me and him are gonna call super secret cheatsies and just go up to 7 again. Or if I'm playing competitively, Megan, and you just wrecked me with this random 5-colored sliver deck.
Yeah.
You're not gonna tell me my deck is crap,
No.
right? So, but I've seen it a lot where we have players in the shop who have been playing Magic for a while will suggest something to our newer players, and our newer players will kind of get a little
defensive.
about their decks.
I mean, we all have.
No, I agreed. Like everybody, like I'm sure new players, especially new players,
Yeah.
they just built this deck out of like the 5 or 8 packs that they just bought.
Yeah.
Right.
Just random comms upon
Their money, their packs. They just built this on their own, and then they lose to a deck that somebody has spent tons of money on or spent tons of time on, and they get really defensive, or they're not too happy or thrilled about losing. So I feel like if you're a new player, don't take that personally. Like our players in the shop are very like nice, kind-hearted people.
Yeah, I
Like,
agree. I actually really, really.
I've
like
not been
everyone.
in a community like this where the players are really good friends of mine.
Yeah,
Like we have some really fantastic people who come to the shop.
yeah, we do.
And I feel if they offer you advice, especially if you're a new player, take it. Because they're going to offer you some really good insight onto what you as a Magic player can do. And it might not be your cup of tea. Don't do it. You totally have the choice to, I'm not going to play Thoughtseize. I'm going to just play Duress.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, like anybody that's telling you or giving you advice about something is genuinely trying to make you a better Magic player. Especially for a lot of our new players. I go through and I sit and I watch their rounds as they're playing. They're making jokes. I'm just kind of off to the sides and I'm watching. And after the match, I'm like, wondering just why you did this instead of this, because I saw your hand and you had a lot of options there, and I was just wondering why you made that play. And he's like, I just did this and this. And this.
Right, offering them like techniques on how like a turn should go depending on what their board state or their hand is
But
like.
I'm not saying like, hey, don't do that. That's wrong.
Right.
You don't do that ever. Stop.
And I remember when me and you first started coming
tapping the box a little too hard for me.
Megan is not a fan of the box tapping. But I remember
That sounds so bad.
I remember when me and you first started playing here, and who was it? I think it was. I can't put my finger on it, but we got offered advice on how like turns should go, and now I know for a fact that I will do like. I don't know if this is like a mannerism thing, but like you always will declare your steps just in case you know. Like if I see a guy who has like 5 mana open and he didn't play anything last turn, I'm not immediately gonna go into my step and be like, no, I'm already in combat. You can't do that before combat.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna be like, oh, you're trying to do blame to my guy. Okay, this resolves after combat.
That's actually a really good thing. Like slowing down for new players instead, like especially if they're going to be playing green or red or something where they go play land, tap land, play haste guy, swing, you're dead. Oh, you had a response.
That's unfortunate. You're kind of already
sorry.
dead.
Yeah. So one good piece of advice is to slow down in playing. I know I have a huge problem in slowing down in tournaments, especially if I'm doing a really good job and then people start watching. I get really nervous and I'm like, oh my god, they're judging me. Oh, it's terrible. Okay.
And that's
but-
because you're a girl, and we all know that you have cooties. Obviously, you
Megan
don't.
has more cooties than any girl I've ever met.
That's the most cooties.
More than my mom.
It's the most.
What?
It's the most cooties I've ever seen in my life.
But yeah, no, these are things that I feel that the new players that are coming to our shop more often than ever now, because literally there's a high school right across the street.
Yeah.
And we're in a Smith's shopping center location. So they're going to come in this direction.
Yeah.
And they're obviously going to play Magic, because that's
Exactly.
kind of like the main staple of our shop is Magic the Gathering.
Besides comics.
I was
Besides
like,
comics.
and comics.
Well, you know what I mean? Like that's our hobby.
It's
thing.
our game.
Yeah, that's our game.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's if you are a new player coming in, and Magic can be a very intimidating game to come into.
Oh my goodness.
And if you are offered advice from one of our shop veterans, I guess you could call them.
Not even a veteran, just anyone.
Yeah,
Like,
just
The shop sage.
the shop sage, the old guy with the beard sitting in the back.
This is how you tap a land.
But no, I feel that that's valuable information that you can get a hold of.
yeah.
Like that's like they're gonna offer you insight to things that as your opponent playing a game that they saw you do, or that they noticed you gave away, or that there was like a better play for you to make that you could have done that's going to in your future of playing Magic make you a better player.
I've actually I really like how our players interact with new players, because one of the biggest things that Colby, the owner, and I have talked a lot about is bringing in new players to the game. Because I mean, you know, you go to an F&M, you see the same people all the time, and like granted, the Magic community is fairly large in Vegas. I mean, it's not nearly as large as like it is in California or anything. So we're just kind of like branching out to, you know, the younger generation, trying to get them into this game that's been around forever, probably longer than some of them have even been alive, and get them involved in it. And I think we're doing a really good job in trying to teach people, and so we have a really good aura of people that come in and help out with the newbies.
Agreed. Thank you guys for tuning in with us. This has been Chandon Clinton.
Megan Hansen.
Alexander Montgomery.
And John Mother.
I'm the Lunchable. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
All the guardians in the world cannot take that away. 'cause I love Star Wars anyway.